Welcome to our Thursday night live stream.
I'm Rachel.
And I'm Joe.
And we are
Cold.
We are
Two
crazy
crazy
ketos.
ketos.
Please let us know in the chat if you can hear us okay, because we are in a hotel room,
Why
as
are
you
you
can see.
taller than me?
I'm sitting on a table. Because the other second chair that they have in this room is like way too low. So I am on the side table. But I like being a little bit taller than you.
Why?
I don't know, it's just fun sometimes.
So welcome to our Thursday live stream. We are here in Seattle at the Doubletree. We made it here after a very long flight. At least this is why
6
I can't
hours.
ever go to Australia.
Right.
Because I can't take sitting on a plane for 6 hours, let alone 24 hours.
I mean, plenty of people go on long
not me.
plane rides. I'm so thankful that a flight is an option. Imagine if you had to drive here. That would be way longer.
I'm thankful that I wasted every single point I had on Delta.
Yes.
To get first class tickets. Now we have no points left at all.
But worth it.
It was totally worth all of the aggravation.
Spending your points from like whatever type of
I
reward
certainly
system.
couldn't afford to buy a first class ticket.
Oh no, but I feel like rewards for credit cards and things, it's kind of like the adult version of an arcade. And you are getting tokens or you are getting tickets, and you have to decide, what are you going to spend those tickets on? Are you going to spend it on the fuzzy pencil topper? Are you going to spend it pool the resources and get, the gaming console? If you've ever been to Dave & Buster's, they have some pretty sweet deals there. So
I like to save it.
We decided to buy the big item, which was the trip to Seattle.
Speaking of Dave & Buster's, we used to do Dave & Buster's a lot when the kids were little.
Wednesdays.
And we always saved the tickets, and they were on a card. Well, we lost that card.
I know.
There was probably 15,000 tickets on those cards.
The kids could have
because we never let them redeem the tickets.
They could have gotten so much junk and nonsense.
Yeah. Jerry said, "Are you wearing a jacket?" Yes, because it's in the 50s. And we're from Central Florida, Southwest Florida, where when we left, it was 100 degrees.
I got a new button-down shirt from Old Navy, and I just really wanted to show my new $8 shirt. I'm so proud of it. But yeah, I'm gonna have to put on a jacket and cover it up because it's just cold.
Bill said Australia is worth the trip. I'm sure it is.
Imagine.
But I just couldn't handle the flights.
It is so awesome getting to see so many of the 2KK family pouring into the hotel. For some people, it's their first cruise. Certainly for many people, it's their first trip to Alaska, and just the joy on everybody's faces coming in is just so exciting to see.
So I do have to say something. So did you see the size of the tank on this toilet?
No.
It is
that's a weird thing to say.
The toilet takes 5 minutes to fill up, and I'm like, it's got to be 3 times the size of a normal tank. And I think it holds 5 gallons of water.
I see. Lolo is here, but delay on the second leg of her trip.
Sorry.
So we're praying you home, safe travels as you come in. I know quite a few people had a little bit of a challenge. I was speaking to a couple from coming from Texas, and they hit some real inclement weather, and it was their flight and 2 more got out of the airport, and then
why
they kind of shut it down.
Whenever you go on a cruise, always fly in the day before.
At least
if you're coming to the 2KK cruise, make sure you fly into Miami the night before, because you never know.
Bronson and Natalie were delayed.
Yeah.
They were supposed to be in last night and came in today.
Welcome to our Thursday live stream. If you're new here, Thursday live streams are our chance to hang out with our community, answer questions and comments about keto or carnivore, pretty much anything else within reason. So if you have a question, type question, and then whatever your question is, or use the super chat function. That's a little $sign thing that's down in the chat window. That benefits the channel, but it will highlight our screen so we don't miss your question. And again, we like to just do this. We do this every Thursday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern, as much as possible. So we're here in Seattle getting ready to go on the low carb cruise. We didn't want to miss it.
No way.
So just super excited to get a chance to answer some questions and hang out with our community.
Let us know what you got.
John said, first class tickets are ridiculously priced and they get you nothing but a bigger seat and free drinks. I'll pay double, but 3 times 5 much is not, as coaches insane. I would agree. I mean, last year we were able to, we again used points to come here, and I had like a buy one get one free, and so it made it like we paid for one first class ticket what 2 coach tickets would be, so it was worth it, and it spoiled it. But we have another buy one get one free ticket that can be used for first class, or I forget what the middle one is called. I don't even remember anymore with Delta. But it's like it's to me a lot of times not worth it because they're just so expensive. Yeah, you get nice service, you get a nice big seat, but for like a 1 hour flight, it's definitely, at least to me, it's not worth it.
For 6 hours, it was definitely worth it.
But for 6 hours, it was worth it because it didn't cost me anything. But I think that these tickets were like $1,800 a piece. I just can't see spending that.
What kind of food are you most excited about having on the low carb cruise?
Chops.
It's hard to beat Chops. It is a really fantastic steakhouse.
So I have to mention this. We were literally leaving the house last night, and we got a delivery from Amazon.
Yes.
And please let us know so we can say thank you. But somebody sent to our house
an inflatable pool.
A pool.
Yes.
So it's just like a little inflatable pool.
Yes, thank you.
But it doesn't say who it's from. Now, there's very few subscribers who know our actual mailing address because it didn't go to our mailing box. It showed up at our house. But please let us know if you send that so we can say thank you. Because it's like, I'm like, Rachel's like, did you order a pool? I'm like, no, I didn't order a pool. And why would I order it to be delivered the day we're leaving?
Going to put it to good use because it was quite warm when we were leaving.
Michelle is looking forward to the escargot and chops.
Escargot,
yes. Escargot is really good. Oh, and a zumi. I think we have a reservation for zumi on
the sashimi.
Yeah, what day?
We may be going there tomorrow, friend.
We might go there for lunch
because it's really good.
Well, it's not. It's only they only have lunch on C days.
Fun fact, especially when it comes to if you're in like main dining, and you're watching this and you're going on the cruise or any cruise, you can get more than just one. And I am definitely that person that gets more than just one, especially when it comes to the escargot. I just absolutely love it. That butter, Parmesan sauce that it's in is just absolutely delicious. And then you can always save the little container because
that's my trick. She's taking credit for my trick.
I am sorry, but I do use it now. And that is every single little divot that an escargot is, a snail is inhabiting. Once you eat the snails out, save the butter and then pour that over the steak that you're getting or
request the plastic straw. Yeah. And just suck the butter up with a straw. But whatever you do, don't leave the butter.
We don't leave that, but because it's really tasty.
Yeah. Joanna said it's a hot one today here in South Carolina, but I still got my walk-in. That is awesome.
Good
job. John said I flew coach from Philadelphia to Vegas. It was horrible. Lolo has a reservation for Chops on Skagway Day for dinner. We'll go there a couple of times.
Yeah, because and again, don't be afraid to order all of the appetizers. So like they have, quite a few things like, cocktail shrimp. They have a lovely giant cocktail shrimp. They have beef carpaccio there. They have all kinds of appetizers. The bacon. Oh my God.
And it's really pork belly, but it's really good. And we've actually found out, we know how they make it. We're going to make a video on how to do it. And then also cream spinach.
Yes.
Their cream spinach is so amazing.
You can order that bacon without the sauce.
Yep. And multiple.
So if you're like, hey, I would really like 2 of these, or I would like every single one of these appetizers.
The only thing that you can't order multiple of at a specialty restaurant in Royal Caribbean is the main entree.
Right.
So you can order multiple of all the other stuff.
But if there's like a side dish that you want, like they sell things at Chops. If you're somebody that enjoys mushrooms, they have really delicious mushrooms, and they have very good asparagus, and they have very good cream spinach, and you can have all of those things. It's not like you have to just pick one.
Okay, let's not everybody's going on the cruise. So Becky did say her flight's delayed, but luckily they came in early.
Oh, I'm so glad.
A lot of people in here from the cruise.
Yay!
I did see one I was looking for. Annette said it doesn't get warm in Seattle until August.
I believe it. And I will say it was lovely. Once we got settled into...
It's colder in the hotel room.
It is colder in the hotel room. Once we got settled in, we went like just down the road to Jack in the Box. That's not something that we really have local to us. But Joe was like, I'm just getting a little hungry. And so let's go to Jack in the Box. So it was nice that there was something in walking distance. And it was nice outside.
It was delicious. I got some kind of bacon double burger with no bun, and she was really nice. She wrapped it in lettuce. And then as I ate it, as delicious as it was, I'm like, I could have gone to Chops another meal for this because the burger was $16.
It was a lot.
Like, people say keto's expensive. That was like 3 days worth of food.
Yeah, at home.
Like, cost-wise.
If we are just purchasing, like our normal, like a package of ground, like you could have an entire pound of just ground beef and be like less than half of that.
Yeah. Well, like $5 a pound.
Yeah.
We can go to the Mennonite farmers market and pay $5 a pound for grass-fed, grass-finished, locally raised cattle.
But you're out, you expect to have like a premium price.
It was sticker shock is what it was. We were talking about this yesterday.
We were very thankful that we were able to go to like the Sky Lounge this morning and just take advantage of that breakfast buffet.
Yeah. Joanna said, my sister wants me to fly up to New Jersey to visit. Haven't flown since the 90s. What do I need to know to fly? Anyone can answer.
Oh.
I do have a real ID driver's license. Anxiety tells me to drive up. I have always been super fearful of flying. I mean, one of the reasons being is because when I was, I guess, whatever year it was that TWA Flight 300 crashed off the coast of Long Island, I was at my mom's house and I actually saw it go down. So ever since then, like, I was terrified to fly. And then I've started to realize when we started going to conferences, we had to fly. I was always like you. I'm driving everywhere. I forced Rachel to drive to New York a couple of times and no stopping. Like we're just driving straight through. And I realized you're safer in a plane than you are in a car if we're honest. And the only thing you have to worry about really is make sure you get there on time and have your real ID.
I like to make sure that I'm there pretty early. That calms me down. The quicker that I'm in and you've left room to go through like all of like the checkpoints and all that kind of stuff, I like to make sure that I've got like shoes or whatever that slip off easy. Anything, make sure you check your purse and you don't have like, sometimes I can be very guilty of like leaving tweezers in my purse. And then that's the sort of thing that
I went through my backpack last
causes
night.
Stress. So you try to, it's kind of like you're meal prepping, right? You're trying to just eliminate all of the stressors. So one time, oh my goodness, like a fool, I had my, a bottle. Remember I had like I always carry a water bottle with me.
Rachel likes to get strip searched at airports.
And I brought it and forgot to like dump out all of the liquid contents before. And here I am just like going through.
So she tried to bring a thermos of water through security in Omaha. And then it flustered her so much because now they're going to like go over everything with her.
Right. Because it's like, why would you do that?
After they were done going over everything with her, she walked away from there and left her bag there. So
now I'm super suspicious.
Now they had to like literally pull her into a room and search her.
It was
because
terrible.
She left a bag at the security checkpoint.
Just remain calm. Give yourself enough time to like, do all the things. Check and make sure you don't have anything sharp on you. Like I started making, jewelry, like Joe, like 3D printed me some earrings that have the Low Carb Cruise logo on them. They're super cute. And so I, attach the little metal things to them. And so I have a little tool, but it's like pliers. It's got a pointy end to it. And so I just thankfully remembered, put that in the car. Do not put that in your purse.
Okay, so Liz said, last time I flew to Seattle, I took the train from the airport to downtown. I walked to the ferry, then took the ferry over to Bainbridge. That ferry to Bainbridge is awesome.
Amazing.
It was an amazing trip. I was able to walk the whole way. That is awesome.
It is really beautiful here. And as I've seen, some people got in like yesterday and have had like time to go down to like, where they're throwing like the fish around and like the original Starbucks is here in downtown Seattle. And so, a lot of people said that they got so many steps in today, and it is, it's pretty slanty. So it's like, you've got a lot of uphill and downhill walking going on. The terrain is different as far as like the walk spaces. And this is what I find all of the time. This is something that we can bring home with us if you find it challenging to get movement in on a regular basis. Because they were seeing something beautiful, they were seeing something cool, they didn't mind.
Right.
They didn't mind it because they were seeing something new. So I always try to encourage people, if you find it challenging to get steps in, to move around, find places in your local area, museums and farmers markets and botanical gardens and butterfly gardens. Give yourself a reason to go and see the pretty things. If you're like, man, the only walks that I'm going to get in is going to just be the walk around my block. Sometimes we lose enthusiasm for that, right? So just having something pretty to look at really helps.
Liz said I read that one. Where's the one? John said Florida to New Jersey. Most people drive to save on car rental costs. Yeah, that's why I've always done it. So Lola said, I didn't know that at the specialty restaurants you can order multiple appetizers and side dishes.
I'm so glad we caught you then.
As much as you want, you just only can order one main course.
Entree.
Now, if you get it and you don't like it, they'll usually do something like that's why we like the specialty restaurants. But the reason that we like to do the specialty restaurants, even though it does cost extra, we just wait for a really good sale. Like we got all you can eat in the specialty restaurants for like $170 a person. But they cook it to order. So we can order it special. Like I don't want sauce. I don't want that kind of stuff.
And that's going to be, I think, with a lot of different things. If you go to, like a steakhouse or a specialty type of dining, then, they cook things to order. Whereas main dining is kind of like more of a, a cafeteria. It's beautiful. It's gorgeous, but it's being, cooked in mass. And so anytime you're like, hey, I have a substitution, it's like, if there's anything where it's like a line of cooking, then it kind of gums up the system, and you just have to be patient. They can accommodate you, but you have to be patient.
John said an actual hotel, no RV today. We were just saying this before we got on. I'm so spoiled. Like I'm not
we
enjoying.
We have no refrigerator.
I'm really thirsty.
Yeah.
And first of all, there's no refrigerator in this hotel room.
Right.
And so like that's already bothering me. But I'm like, I'm spoiled. Right? Because we travel so much in our RV that you're traveling with your house with you.
Right.
Or your second house. And so it's like, oh, it's my bathroom, my shower. I'm thirsty. There's a refrigerator there if I want something to eat. So I'm very spoiled in not having the RV. And
no
this
microwave.
Is so weird.
We're used to, and that's something that we like. Let us know in the chat when you're traveling and you're going to utilize a hotel and you've got you basically have that little microwave and you have the dorm fridge, as I like to call it. What do you like to bring along? Like, what do you like to have in that when you're traveling? I do enjoy hot dogs, sausages, that sort of thing. But what do you like? I would be interested to
Flat River Keto said, hey, Rachel and Joe, excited to see you guys this evening.
Can't wait to see you.
Let's see. Let me go down here to the bottom. Nancy said, have a great cruise, everyone. I can't wait to see everyone in December.
I can't wait either. Yes. If you're like, hey, I haven't decided on the 2KK cruise, it is so much fun. It really is such a big time. And if you can make it, if you can join us for the 2KK cruise, we would absolutely love to have you come aboard. We're expecting you.
Lady Fritzer said, God bless all the Indian people affected by the recent Boeing crash right after takeoff.
Yes, I just saw that headline when we got back to the room. That is just absolutely a tragedy. Our thoughts and prayers go for all those families that were affected by this devastating thing.
Let's see. Jenny said, temperatures are nice here in southern Saskatchewan, but smoke from the forest fires in the north makes it unhealthy to spend much time outside. Michelle said, we ate in the hotel this morning for breakfast. It was fantastic.
Nice. Stacy is here. Hello, happy travelers.
We need to sing happy birthday.
Yeah, to Ken's birthday.
Because his birthday was yesterday, I think.
I am hoping that those chickie babies hatch out. That would be so cool. And actually, like, we need Stacy as a tour guide. She's from Alaska.
Yeah.
Like, imagine all the cool stuff she could point out. Ready?
Yep.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Ken. Happy birthday to you. And many more. So many more. It was so good to see Ken in Indiana and see that he's like, you're recovering so well. Just so proud of you, young man.
Becky said Jack in the Box over Sharps, by the way.
Yes. So a lot of people were going to the restaurant Sharps.
Okay.
And we're saying
that it was saw Jack in the Box.
We just saw Jack in the Box and thought, hey, that'll fit in. But quite a few people were going to dinner there tonight. Donna Joe and Mike had gone last night and said that they got a really good value steak there, but they came too early for prime rib. You know how like certain restaurants, it's like we won't have prime rib until this time. So they were setting their clocks to go to prime rib tonight.
Bob and Donna said looking to take the train to Miami for the 2KK cruise. They don't want to fly.
You know, that's a great idea too. My sister-in-law recently took the train for something and really enjoyed the experience.
Jenny's Journey said, I've been in Washington State for about 3 weeks, living in my full RV full time now. I'm 2.5 hours north of Seattle. My son and I will be driving to the port tomorrow morning.
How cool.
John said, a pocket knife will get you in trouble at the airport. I had one on my keychain. Oops. Yeah, I remember years ago I was flying and I had a letter opener. And it was like my grandfather's letter opener. It just happened to be in my bag. And they took it from me. I had to throw it out.
Man.
And I was like, man, that was
Remember that one time one of our youth pastor from Coastal was taking kids on a trip. They were going on a trip and she had like a pocket knife in like her purse. And it was like, what do you mean you have it? And she thought, oh my gracious. But what happens is when you forget, it's the fluster. That's where the problem is, right? It was the weird reaction where I made a bad situation worse by like forgetting. I forgot about the water in my like cup. And then now I'm like abandoning my bags because I got flustered. That's when it gets weird.
Carl said, my brother came down from Bellingham, Washington to eat lunch with us at Sharps by the hotel.
How
awesome.
Nice.
Stacy said, Seattle's my birthday. Alaska is my home. Having lived there for 30 years, all my siblings live in Alaska.
Boy, well, we're going to wave. We can't wait. Now, like, what is the closest port to your family, like, and where you primarily lived, Stacy?
Liz said, my son and his lady and their babe live on Bainbridge Island. The Pacific Northwest is my favorite places on the planet.
That is like the prettiest island. That was really one of the highlights from our trip. It wasn't like an intended, like we didn't even know like that was going to be a place that we would visit. We just took the ferry like we shared on that recent like Alaska video that we did with tips. And I got to say, that Bainbridge, I would move there in a second.
We can't afford to move
I know, we couldn't afford to move there. But it was like, wasn't that town, we were like, it was like freaking Pleasantville there.
It was very nice.
It was so nice. Everybody was so lovely there. And the houses were beautiful. It looked like a movie set. It was so cute. My mom would have loved it too. They had some fantastic thrift stores there with very reasonable prices. I feel like the challenge would be though, the going back and forth. I mean, it's so cool to watch, but everybody on their bicycles or in a car having to take the ferry back and forth in their car, like to go to work if you're working in town.
I grew up in New York, so I'm used to people using the Staten Island ferry and stuff. Again, if you have any questions about keto or carnivore, make sure you type question and whatever your question is. Bill said I had the Little Room interview in Auckland on the way to the United States. Bizarre interview. It turned out that they were suspicious about the technology in my carry-on.
Joe sometimes gets that. He does.
Joanna said I'm drinking my Orange Element in seltzer right now.
Yum. That's your fave.
Yeah.
With anything with the seltzer.
John said I hate that I want a fridge and a microwave. I can do without the microwave in my hotel room, but not having the fridge is really annoying me because I'm like, how am I going to get through my night without my drink?
Liz says the thing about the being in PNW, you can actually drink the tap water. And that is a refreshing treat. It really is. Because there's some parts, oh my gosh, like, oh, like even in Florida, it's like, nasty water.
Bob and Donna said, just got home from a week-long trip to Phoenix, had a fridge but no microwave, took bacon and 2 KK French toast,
Yes.
went to Target, got an electric skillet to heat up for our food.
That's a great
awesome.
idea. That's actually really, really smart because it doesn't take much. I mean, we've traveled with a George Foreman grill. My mom has traveled with a George Foreman grill before. We've even had one of those little single burners. You can get a single burner at Walmart. They're like $10. We've used it for like cooking demonstration type stuff, but we've also just used it like on the road, and it's nice because all you have, you know, a pan and a burner.
Right.
And now you're let's go. We're ready.
Evelyn likes to do microwave pepperoni and crisp them like chips.
Yes.
John said, if I have a fridge, I buy eggs and cheese locally, and then I make them in the microwave to go with the 5 pounds of bacon jerky that I bring on every trip.
I love that.
Juliana's got, she said she's got a new mattress unfurled,
Yay.
new thousand count.
1,000,
fancy.
man.
Tread count Supima.
Cotton sheets on the bed.
Hoping I sleep like it sounds like you're going to.
To me, it sounds like you are sleeping like a queen tonight, a princess tonight. Like that's like the whole royal thing going on. We are not going to be sleeping on that level of bed tonight.
No, or ever.
No, I don't think so.
I mean, I love my Brooklyn bedding, our Sedona Elite, but like here's the problem.
The 1,000 count sheet.
Yeah, I have yet to find sheets that I like. So I don't like t-shirt sheets.
Oh, the jersey.
We don't like satin sheets because I feel like you just slide off.
Well,
and then like every sheet we buy, it's like you can't keep it on the bed. No matter what we do, no matter how many straps we put underneath it.
You can't keep the
and
sheets
it's
on
not
the
from
bed.
us moving around
No.
like in a way that I want to move around anyway. It's just it's the mattress is too thick. We even buy deep pocket ones, and it's like I want something comfortable, but I don't want to be sliding around on it.
So let us know what's your recommendations and
that,
where
that doesn't cost $500.
Right, an arm and a leg.
John said I buy a case of water before going on a trip, and I need to find ice plentiful in hotels.
Yes.
Penny said, "Oh, I hate the tap water here in Washington, in Everett, Washington."
Sean said, "Do you think you could put like one of those like bougie like RV fridges through the
I don't know.
TSA?" I don't know. Usually,
they're pretty big.
Yeah, I was gonna say Keto Chow always.
I haven't been in a hotel room that doesn't have a fridge for so long.
Keto Chow always gets like the fridge, you know, not the fridge, but like the different coolers and stuff to bring with them. But they usually leave them in wherever they're visiting because it's just easier to buy it and leave it than to travel with it.
Aaron said, I live close enough to O'Hare Airport that I can purchase stuff confiscated by TSA that they auction off.
They auction off the stuff that's confiscated?
Yeah.
I thought they just threw it out.
No.
Oh, really? Maybe
Juliana,
he has your letter opener.
Juliana said they were on sale. The sheets were on sale. Back at the full price today. I lucked out.
Ooh, that is nice.
Joanna said, I got new sheets for my bed. Deep pockets, 100% cotton, crisp and tight. Most don't like them, but they remind me of my home growing up. Yeah, I like cotton sheets. I just don't like t-shirt sheets.
I like what she's talking about when they're
material.
Really crisp like that. My mom is like quite the launderer. I don't know where she even got that from originally. I know my great grandmother provided laundry services as one of her many jobs. When you're a single mom with 7 kids, like this is it. You know, you're an old little woman with that many children, like you have multiple, you know, side gigs. And so she did people's laundry, and my mom is like excellent at doing laundry, and her sheets are always like that. They're like super crisp.
Right. And that said, European organic linen bed sheets.
Ooh, okay.
Great for temperature control, soaks up sweat like a dream. Bought mine at Garnet Hill. It's a website.
All right.
John said, have you tried bamboo? I get super deep pocket sheets designed for. So
I've seen them at places.
You see them all the time, but that's like out of our budget. Usually, at least since we see like the road shows in Costco.
Yeah.
But you're talking about the people who like we want to buy like what's the $10.99 sheet in Costco in Walmart.
But this is why we have crappy sheets though.
Right.
Stacy says Anchorage is where my son and family live. My siblings live on the Kenai Peninsula. of the ports you are going to, Skagway is my favorite. Oh, I love hearing that. I really enjoyed Skagway also. I'm looking forward to seeing that again.
Sean said, do you think you could request a fridge at the front desk?
Possibly.
Or would it be worth it? I don't know.
If we were staying here multiple days.
This seems like it's an older hotel.
Yeah.
You know, we're only here for one night.
Right. So it's no big.
It kind of gives me vibes of like Polynesian World in Disneyland.
Yes, but like really old.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like time capsule. Yes. It very much feels like that.
Hey, I have a place to stay. I can't complain
We're
too
super
much.
thankful.
We did walk into the room though, and I'm like, I smell my grandfather.
Yeah, he was like, I'm in my grandparents' house.
Lady Fritzer said cotton per cal is probably the sheets you want. Hard to find right now because the microfiber is in the thing.
Oh, okay. LL Bean has good sheets.
Okay.
Oh, I love this.
Andy said walking and watching you guys.
Thanks for taking us along.
I'm avoiding Andy and Susan at all costs. Like, I don't plan on seeing Susan for this entire trip. I'm going to hide because Rachel came back to the hotel room and warned me that Susan is going to murder me when she sees me. So, like, I'm just staying away.
Because
sorry, Andy, I know you want a hug, but I've been told that I need to hide.
You have to hide.
And I've been told that I need to hide from Susan and I need to hide from you because of my influence on you.
Right.
So Susan said, stay away from her and keep Joe away from Andy at all costs because he's a bad influence. So
that's so funny.
So Anthony said, I suggest you check out Casper sheets. I bought a set years ago when they had a sale. They were the best I ever had.
Okay.
They're still soft, 100% Supreme Cotton, deep pockets, elastic.
Casper sheets.
Okay.
What hotel? We're at the DoubleTree.
It's the DoubleTree. There's two DoubleTrees here because we stayed at the other one last year, the smaller one. This is the larger one.
Yeah.
So the DoubleTree suite or something.
But the outside looks like the Polynesian. It's like very wood on the outside.
I mean, you can even see like these.
Yeah, like the curtains and stuff is very, Polynesian.
Stacy said big sale annually in Georgia for Delta Airlines. It's a fun auction.
Oh, how cool is that?
I want to do that.
I want to do that. Let's all go to the auction. That'd be cool. Can you imagine? I bet they get a wide variety of stuff. It's kind of like, remember that old show, Storage Wars? I seriously was nagging Joe. We used to watch that show a lot.
Your brother tried it.
Stephen had gotten a few things out of it, but we never did it. But I always thought that was so interesting because remember, it would be like if people didn't pay their bills for storage units, they would auction up sight unseen. They would give them kind of like a little bit of a view of like, hey, you can't touch, look in the box, but you can kind of look back in there and see what it is. I feel like that's what it would be like. They probably have suitcases that are unclaimed as well as, contraband. Hey, Dustin is here. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much for driving Andy and Susan to the airport. What a good friend. He was doing the drive at like 4:00 in the morning. Now that's a good friend.
Andy said, I don't want to be known as your stalker, but I will find you, Joseph. I want my husband.
Yay!
Sean said, I used to love that show, Storage Wars. Yeah, I did too.
Yes, I loved it.
Joanna said, I watch Storage Wars every morning.
Oh my gosh, I'm so
John
glad I'm not
Storage
alone.
Wars.
You don't see it anymore. I don't know if it just lost enthusiasm or did
I didn't even realize that the other show that we watched years ago, I can't remember the name of it. It's the one where they all live out like
swamp people?
No, not swamp. The one where they're kind of like they live out in the woods, that kind of stuff. There was the Alaska guy.
Right.
I can't remember
Alaska
the name.
Bush people?
No, it wasn't Alaska Bush. It wasn't just Alaska. There was somebody from like Colorado.
Okay.
And like the one guy that trapped.
Oh yeah, they live but they live very remotely.
Mountain men. That show went on for 13 seasons.
No, it didn't.
Yeah, we only watched like 5.
The one that you
but then we got rid of cable.
with was like Deadliest Catch.
I still watch Deadliest Catch. But I don't watch the whole thing like I did. Liz said I love bamboo sheets too. I've heard great things about them. We just never.
I guess they won't let you rent them. We need to go someplace that are using them and just see how
Visual
it
Key
feels.
on Mountain Men. John said lost luggage auction would be interesting. Buy for the luggage and anything else inside is a bonus.
You're absolutely right. look at the luggage. Our luggage is so battle damaged looking. It was hilarious.
It's not even old.
It's not old,
Like
but
my suitcase is not even a year old. I think I bought it for Alaska last year.
I think it's like anything else. We were talking to Chris Miller's aunt who came along for the cruise, and she was talking about like replacing appliances and how things just don't last as long as they used to. And I feel like everything was like that. My grandparents had a suitcase. Yes. They had the same suitcase the entire time I knew them. Like my entire life, they had the same suitcase. They also had the same washer. Like there was not
stuff doesn't.
Things
last
just
anymore.
don't last anymore. We're that many years old, Joe. We're complaining about things that don't last.
Juliana said she said bamboo sheets are a lot like jersey sheets, though.
Oh, okay.
Visual Keto said hanging the sheets outside and bring them back in for a quick ironing session.
That is very true. We always used a clothesline growing up.
Sean said I used to watch Tiny House Nation. I thought it was really cool having custom-built tiny homes. We're too cheap, though.
So we got a travel trailer.
Trailer.
Yeah, because we looked into them too. So a lot of times at RV shows, you will also see these kind of like tiny house, cabana house things. And the price is very reasonable. I mean, we saw one and it was absolutely beautiful. And, it was very reasonable, like $65,000. But I mean, it was a home. Think about just having the whole home. But the cost a lot of times is connected to a like resort of some sort that has like a space that you're renting. So they're like, you get this cheap price if you will buy it and then take it to this resort that we are affiliated with, right. Kind of like like an RV park or a trailer park, and now you're paying for a slot fee every single month.
Right.
You don't get as good of a price if you're putting it on your own land.
Joanna said, I don't have any hard-sided suitcases anymore, just duffel bags.
Remember?
So it's funny, we were talking. I had a friend years ago, and we would go traveling, and he literally traveled with just a plastic Publix
shopping bag.
And he would do like a week in Vegas, and everything he literally fit in like a Walmart plastic bag.
Yes.
Like that's how he went.
Yes.
Right? So we get here to the airport, and we happen to be, let me turn my live stream thing turned off. Focus live stream for an hour. We get here, and we happen to be on the same plane as Chris and Megan and her
Aunt Mary.
Right? And so Chris and Megan are sitting in front of us, and we get off the plane all at the same time. I run to the bathroom. I come out. Rachel comes out of the bathroom, and we get off the plane. And I'm like, where are Chris and Megan? They're gone. We go down, and we get their luggage, and I'm like, where did they go? Where did they go? And I'm like, and then we find out they were already on the way to the hotel, and I'm like, they must not have any luggage. And Rachel's like, there's no way. So here's the thing. I am going to, I want to send Rachel on a 2-week trip with Chris.
Because she will teach me how to pack.
And you are limited to whatever Chris says that you can bring with you.
And they always look fantastic.
But
Megan
they
even has her
fit
pillow.
a week's worth of clothes.
Yes.
For a cruise in Alaska in a small carry-on bag.
I feel like you're missing the much bigger picture. And that is...
We won't wear 50% of the clothes we brought?
Our first low-carb cruise, I brought...
7 bags.
7 bags. I was truly embarrassed rolling out of here.
I will give you credit. One of them had all of our dive gear in it.
Okay, thank you.
So you had 6.
So I had 6. I had 6 suitcases.
Because one of them was mine technically, but 50% of it was her stuff.
When everybody says pack for a vacation, and then once you're done packing, open it back up and then throw half of it out because you're not going to use
everything. Or 90%.
At least on a cruise. That is very true. Yeah. That is very true. I've learned it. So I have one big bag and one carry-on, and then like my backpack. And I am so impressed. I mean, Joe is clearly not impressed, but somebody out there, could you show me some love in the chat and just let me know that you're impressed with me?
I'm impressed.
No, you don't count anymore because you've talked too much smack about me right now. So
I'm just saying
somebody is impressed with me.
I'm impressed.
Yeah, not
but
you.
I feel like
Not you.
We've gotten you from 7 bags to 1 bag.
Yeah.
Maybe we can get you from 7 bags to 2 bags. So maybe we can get you from 7 bags to 1 carry-on bag.
If I don't take you, look at how much baggage I would be leaving behind.
Sean said get a vacuum sealer. Sounds like something Chris Bear would do. I can imagine.
Well, actually, so I guess that because I was like, how did you get your pillow and everything?
Miriam wants to go on the 2-week trip with Rachel and Chris.
Thank you. We will have a lovely time together.
Well, Chris Bear would appreciate that too, because then we can get Miriam into
He has got enough sense not to complain about his wife.
I'm not
That's the
complaining.
difference between him and
I'm
you.
not complaining. I'm helping.
You are
educate.
so close to sleeping outside right now. But
we only have 1 bed. That was kind of funny. Wait a second. So when we're checking in, all of the rooms were supposed to be 2 queen beds, and we're checking in, and the guy's like, well, I can get you in right now, but I have to put you in a room with a single king bed. I'm like, that's perfect. He's like, are you sure? I'm like, yeah, because now my wife can't just say I'm going to sleep on the other bed. Because usually when we stay in hotel rooms, we want to share, hotel, right?
Hotel.
And then, but if we happen, we're cheap. And so the few times we do stay in a hotel, like when we were driving up to Indiana, like we've got like 2, what are they? They're double beds. They're
and now
not
you've got
queen
your
size.
own
They're
bed.
not even, and it's like 2 people can't fit on the bed.
Right.
And so Rachel's like, I'm sleeping on my own bed tonight. And I'm like, so if there's 2 beds in the room, she's like, I'm going to get my own bed. And so I'm like, yes, please give me the king size bed.
Because at least my wife's going to sleep with me tonight.
She'll sleep in the bed with me tonight.
That's so funny.
So, okay, go back to your thing you were saying about Miriam.
I don't even remember because you so rudely interrupted me. Vacuum sealer. That's what I was going to talk about. So in order to get the pillow in their thing, they used a vacuum sealer type of device and put the pillow in it.
Yeah.
We were thankfully able to get the mattress out of our Delta travel trailer because Sarah G said, why don't you use a vacuum bag
I didn't know
for
that
the mattress? It really did help.
Dustin said, I always pack enough underwear like I'm going to poop myself 4 times a day every day. Just learn to go commando.
But I'm like that too because I don't know. I have like underwear insecurity. My mom too many times said you have to make sure you have enough underwear and enough socks.
Andy said Susan's bags weighs 46 pounds. Mine weighed 18.
Wow.
Rachel's bag weighed 56 pounds.
Impressed? We have a limit of 70.
If we weren't gold members with Delta.
Get out of here. Get out of this room. John said redneck luggage, Walmart bags.
Jeff Foxworthy did like 15 minutes talking about the first time he took his family on vacation.
My brother will travel with a box fan. That's also hilarious coming through the...
Miriam said my feet are too big to put shoes in a carry-on. My thing is bring 1 pair of shoes.
Andy and Janice are impressed with me. Thank you.
Liz
Thank you very much.
I use zipper packs that squeeze stuff down super tight.
That helps.
They help.
Thank you, guys.
Angela said, good job, Rachel.
Thank you.
Evelyn said, Mom always said, lay everything out that you're taking. Take half as much clothes and twice as much money.
That should be knitted on a pillow because that will preach through life. Take half as much stuff and double the amount of money that you think you need. That's everything. That's every project.
Miriam actually has a vacuum sealer.
Oh, that's awesome.
No, so you say that's something Chris Bear would do?
Is a vacuum sealer?
They have one.
Awesome.
Annette said, Rachel, it's called capsule wardrobe. 9 pieces gives you 40 outfits. Look it up.
Ooh, I think I've seen some stuff in that where it's like because you're packing like things that you can wear in different ways, like a shirt, and then you have like a sweater, and it goes with a pair of pants, and it also goes with like a dress, and then the sweater can go over the dress. I like that.
So Sean said Chris Bear would be the driver, Miriam Rachel would be the backseat. Now I wasn't about Chris Bear, I was talking about Chris Miller.
Yeah.
John said vacuum seal clothes are good for the way there, but what do you do on the way home? You can't bring a vacuum.
I think they must have something that
there are the ones where you
bag,
can
roll it. I think you roll it.
Sherry said, we have 2 queens in our penthouse room. Yeah, Sherry with the penthouse up there.
Ooh, I love it.
Andy said, we walk a mile to get to our room now. Yeah.
Oh, Becky and Paul brought the stuff for the 20s things. That's awesome. Yeah, you almost need a small suitcase for that stuff because the props alone. And
that's why,
stuff
as much as Rachel loves to cruise,
I can't wait to see your outfits.
We do not do all the theme nights on a cruise, like the white party. That's more clothes to bring. I have my traditional 20s outfit that I'm now wearing 3 years in a row.
This is my 20 shirt.
It's just a t-shirt that says, this is my 20. I feel like this could pass as a 20s hat.
Like a gangster? I don't know.
Maybe?
No, I don't think so.
Well, that's what you're getting.
That's what you're getting. I did bring a dress, but it's not like I couldn't find my flapper dress. It's buried somewhere in storage.
Well, then we would have been at 59 pounds.
Right. So I have a different, like a dress, but.
Aaron said, careful, Joe, you might be sleeping on the floor soon.
You're so right.
Carl said, did you say learn to go commando? I don't think that is a skill that can be taught.
Yes. How to go commando in 4 easy steps. If it takes more than 1 step, like there's probably a problem. Yeah, you shouldn't have to take a class.
Miriam said my bag weighed 51 pounds and I think it's a record for me. I will say this. Yes, Rachel's bag weighed 56 pounds. You better start
bragging. You are so...
But we did, as I was digging through stuff, trying to pack, and again, 90% of our belongings are either in our shipping container in totes or in a storage facility.
Right.
Which it irks me every time I go to that storage facility that I'm paying $250 a month to store our stuff. Right. I found a whole bunch of Too Crazy Ketos, insulated mugs, flasks, and things like that. So we brought all of those to give away as door prizes here on the cruise. And so I did slip probably about 5 or 6 of those in Rachel's luggage. I did do that.
So my luggage weighs less than it should.
Not a lot less, but a few pounds. You're probably under 50 pounds.
Are you?
If I take those out.
I'm confused at Joe's end game here. I'm confused. Like, is he trying to just sleep in the room but not on the bed? Like, I don't know. I don't know what the end game is.
Juliana
Thank
said,
you, Carrie. Carrie's impressed with me.
Miriam said, what if TSA opens your stuff at the airport?
Yeah. Right, and then it's like a spring-loaded come out.
We did have a bag at one point where we had to like literally both of us sit on top of it to get it closed.
And zip it, and you just pray that nobody looks at it.
Becky, Bill said I did 4 months in Denmark with a carry-on.
Wow.
Bill's gonna teach us how to vacation.
That is next level, Bill. I'm gonna need to take a class.
Becky said that's what I did to Paul and I. Beautiful hotel room with an amazing balcony. No furniture in the balcony though. Yeah, we don't have anything in our balcony.
Yeah, we're on the bottom floor though.
John said I prefer a king size bed, but 2 queens work too. 1 to sleep on, the other
and one for fun. Oh, that's so cute.
Andy said we're not doing the 20s. Not enough time.
Not enough time to get everything together.
Yeah, this cruise is kind of weird because of like it's Alaska and it's light the whole time. So like, you know, you're in port until like 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock at night. So
I can't wait to see. Sherry's got a fabulous dress. Look at Dustin's. This is the greatest. My wardrobe is set up so I can get dressed in the dark and always look fabulous. I love it. You always do look fabulous, by the way, Dustin.
Sherry said penthouse is on the 13th floor. Called it that for the superstitious people.
I told Sherry that I am just really excited. I've never met anybody that stayed in a penthouse. Like, I think just the penthouse suite, that's always what you would hear on like movies and television. And so now I actually know someone who has stayed in a penthouse. I feel very fortunate.
Joanna said I was a flapper for Halloween party back in 1997. Great party.
Nice.
And in 1998, I was 7 months preggo.
I went as a pumpkin. Oh my goodness, that's so cute.
Carl said the attendant at the airport guessed my bag at 51 pounds, but it only weighed 44.
Oh, but that's a pretty good guess.
It's really sad though when you give them your bag and they put this big red sticker across it.
Heavy.
Like, heavy.
I don't know if it's because of like, I feel like the sticker's on me. The sticker is not on me. Like, it's not like you are burdensome. It is always strange to me. I guess you have to like balance people and weight, but You know, like when they tell you to move things from one luggage, like one piece of luggage, and it needs to go in the other one, so like you've balanced the weight, but like it's going on the same airplane. So doesn't that balance the weight?
It's so
you're just following the rules here.
So what you mean why you can't
have if they say, oh, you've got two pieces of luggage. One of them is overweight by 5 pounds. One of your luggage is like underweight.
It's union rules for the people who have to move.
Okay, that makes sense to me because I was like, that makes so much sense.
It's for the people who have to move the luggage around.
That makes absolute and total sense. Yes, thank you.
John said, aren't we doing 20s
every day? Right? Because we're in 2020s.
And Ned said, the great thing about my Seattle in the summer is it's light out until 10 p.m. Great evening fire pit weather.
Yes.
See, this is the cruise, though, where, like, if you're like me and you get affected by light, like, you can't sleep during the day.
But you're a night owl anyway.
Yeah, but I can't sleep during the day.
Oh, so you're
this is the cruise where, like, not a bad idea to have an inside cabin.
Well,
because it's pitch black in your cabin.
Sarah G was excited about hers.
But these cruises all have the giant screen.
So what she was very excited about hers because she has an interior cabin, but it has like a projection, like a video screen.
The whole wall is a screen of what's happening outside. But you can turn it off.
So if she wants to enjoy it, she's got it.
Yeah.
But like she said, but if I want to go to bed and I'm like, I'm ready to go to bed right now,
Whereas we have an ocean view balcony, you can't turn off the sunlight.
We can,
and I don't do those mask things and all that. So
remember when I used to sleep with a sock on my eye?
Oh my gosh, yes. Juliana said, it's just let the guys know it's heavier loading the plane for them to pick it up safely.
Yeah.
Dustin said, we went to see the live action How to Train Your Dragon. It was really good. I was worried.
Oh, that's so neat. I will say, when I went to Epic Universe with John Paul and Michelle and Peyton, they have a show about How to Train Your Dragon, and it was excellent. It was really, just amazing.
Sherry said, roll all of your clothes. After traveling with Nevada for 13 all over the U.S., I learned to pack for both of us one backpack, one suitcase.
Wow.
This is including her food and some food for me.
That is outstanding. Because I know, there's times when I feel like proud of how I've packed something, and organized something. And then there's times where it's like, ooh, okay, good, but I know there's room for improvement. I know you could do better.
So, okay, we are going to get off because we're going to go down for the reception.
Or not downstairs. We are downstairs. We're going to go across the campus.
We're like,
hotel.
I want to be on floor 1 because elevators and bags and trying to get to the cruise port tomorrow.
So if you are watching this and you're going on the low carb cruise, something that Debbie was reiterating is just make sure you're getting up and at them, and if you're using the elevators, they can get crowded. Everybody's coming down with all of their bags at the same time. So just make sure that you budget some time so that, again, you're not feeling hectic in the morning.
And also, even though I know it's not everybody on the live stream is on the cruise, but if you are on the low carb cruise, if you didn't sign up for Port Valet and your airline participates in it, it's not too late. You can't sign up for it on the website anymore, but when you get onto the ship tomorrow, you can go down and ask them for the thing. The Port Valet thing is great. It's only certain airlines. You go down and but don't go tomorrow. Go the next day.
Yeah.
And you just go down and tell them you want to use Port Valet. If your airline does, it's like American, United, Alaska, Delta. There's quite a few. JetBlue, I think Southwest. And they will literally, on the last night, you're going to tag your bags, but a separate tag, not the tag that you would normally use. And they'll tag your bags, and then they're going to pick up your bags just like everybody else's, only they're going to take it directly to the airport and check your luggage in with your plane. So you won't have to carry your bags down. You won't have to go when we get off the ship, you won't have to go through and go find your bags and then get them onto however you're getting to the airport. If you're going to cruise around Seattle,
you don't have to carry them with you. Around.
It is the best service, and it is completely free. We've already signed up for it. But if you didn't sign up for it, you can still do it, but you have to wait until you get on the ship at this point. Yeah,
get on the ship and then go to guest services.
Yeah, but just do it the next day. The first day guest services
There's very busy, as you can imagine.
So, okay, we're going to get off. Joanna said, Keto Beyond the Couch next week is just going to be pre-recorded.
Yeah.
So it's going to be pre-recorded. But what we're going to do is we are going to still put it as a premiere so that you guys can chat amongst yourselves in the premiere. So
Exactly.
hopefully that helps you guys out. If you see anybody acting like an idiot, just let us know. Hopefully somebody, like one of our moderators or somebody, will be in there to boot them out.
Yeah.
But you guys are all great, so we don't usually have that kind of an issue. Anyway, have a great night, guys.
We love you.
Bye.